Last month, I published a 7-minute video with professional narration, animated data charts, and a custom thumbnail. My total production cost was $0. Not a trial, not a discount. Zero, permanently. And the reason most people can't do this isn't technical. It's that they don't know about a licensing trap that quietly makes the free tools useless. I'm going to show you the exact pipeline. The trap that catches almost everyone first. 3 ways around it, with the real numbers on each. And then the part nobody talks about, which is what you do about video once you solve audio. By the end, you'll be able to rebuild this yourself. No affiliate links, no course, no upsell. Let's start with a mistake, because I made it too. You need narration. You search for AI voice, and everything points to the same place. You sign up, you get 10,000 free characters, you generate a sample, and it sounds genuinely good. Better than you expected. So you write your script, you generate the audio, and you're ready to publish. Here's what you missed. On most of these platforms, the free tier does not grant commercial rights. Read that again because the distinction matters. You can generate the audio. You can listen to it. What you cannot legally do is publish it in a monetized video. Commercial use is a paid tier feature. The free characters are for evaluation, not production. This applies to most of the well-known names in the space. The free tier is a demo, and the term says so in the part nobody reads. So what happens? People publish anyway. Nothing appears to go wrong because nobody is watching a channel with 200 subscribers. And then the channel grows and the exposure grows with it. And now there's a monetized library built on audio they never had the right to use commercially. That's the trap, not a technical limit, a licensing one, and it's invisible until it isn't. So here are the 3 ways out with real numbers. Option 1. The major cloud providers allow commercial use on all plans, including their free tiers. This is the part that surprises people, because it's the opposite of the consumer tools. Google's text-to-speech gives you 1 million characters per month on premium voices and 4 million on standard voices. Permanent free tier, not a trial, and commercial use is permitted. To put that in perspective, my 7-minute script was about 6,000 characters. That's roughly 160 videos a month, free forever. Option 2. Microsoft's free tier gives you 500,000 characters a month for neural text-to-speech. Also permanent, also commercial use permitted. Half the volume of Google, but here's why it mattered for me. You can sign up without entering a payment method. If a card is your blocker, this is your answer. Option 3, and this is the one I'd point you to if you want zero dependencies. There's an open weight model called Kokoro. 82 million parameters, which is tiny by current standards. It's released under the Apache 2.0 license, which means genuinely free for commercial use. No account, no key, no monthly quota. It runs on your own machine, offline. And it's not a compromise on quality. In January of 2026, it took the top position on the TTS Arena leaderboard, beating models many times its size. Its American English voices are the most polished. The trade-off is that it doesn't do voice cloning, and its emotional range is narrower than the commercial services. So, cloud provider if you want the easiest setup and the widest language support. Kokoro if you want nothing between you and the audio. Here's what I actually did and where it went wrong, because that part is more useful than a clean version. I went with Microsoft first because the card requirement was my blocker, and immediately hit 2 obstacles that nobody warns you about. The first is that the service got renamed. What used to be called AI Speech is now folded into a platform called Foundry. So you search the old name in their portal and find nothing, and you assume you're in the wrong place. You're not. It moved. The second is that their studio interface, the visual tool where you'd normally paste a script and click generate, hung on me repeatedly. Every attempt timed out, so I skipped it entirely. The service has a REST API that takes a key and returns audio. No portal, no interface to freeze. I wrote about 150 lines of Python that reads a script file splits it into sections, sends each one to the API, and stitches the results together with natural pauses between them. That's the part one want you to take away. When a vendor's interface fights you, check whether there's an API underneath it. There almost always is, and it's usually more reliable than the thing built on top of it. One detail that makes a real difference in output quality. Text-to-speech engines destroy acronyms and numbers if you feed them written form. So in my script, I write FMCSA with spaces between the letters, and I write out 296 a mile instead of the $ and the digits. The script file I send to the engine is written the way it should sound, not the way it should be read. That single habit is the difference between narration that sounds professional and narration that sounds like a screen reader. Now, the part almost nobody covers, because solving audio is where most tutorials stop. You have narration. You have nothing to show on screen. And if your answer is a static image with a progress bar, you have a problem bigger than looking cheap. In July of 2025, YouTube renamed its repetitious content policy to inauthentic content. And in January of 2026, it carried out the largest removal of AI-driven channels in the platform's history. The channels that got hit shared one pattern: synthetic voice, templated scripts, static slideshows, and upload schedules built around volume instead of substance. So a slideshow isn't just unattractive. It's the exact signature of the thing being removed. Here's how I solved it without touching a video editor. My script is already divided into named sections, and each section is a separate audio file, so I know the exact duration of every one, down to the millisecond. I wrote a second script that reads a specification file describing what should appear on screen. Card types: a big number, a bar chart, a timeline, a list. Each card declares a weight, not a duration. That last part is the trick. I never calculate timing by hand. The pipeline reads the real length of each audio section and distributes it across that section's cards proportionally. If I rewrite a paragraph and the narration gets 8 seconds longer, the visuals stretch to match automatically. Nothing goes out of sync, ever, because nothing was ever hand-timed. Then the cards get rendered as images and assembled into video with FFmpeg, which is free and open source. One detail that matters: I render the images slightly larger than the final frame, and then crop a window that drifts slowly across them for the whole video. It costs nothing to compute, and it means there is never a completely frozen frame. It's the difference between a video and a slideshow, and it's about 4 lines of configuration. So let's total it up honestly, because this is where these videos usually get vague. Narration: 6,102 characters. On Microsoft's free tier of 500,000 a month, that's 1.2% of my quota. On Google's premium tier, it would be about 0.6%. Either way, dozens of videos a month before I pay anything. Rendering: FFmpeg, free, running on my own machine. About 3 minutes of processing for a 7-minute video. Thumbnail: made in a design tools free tier. Research and script: this is the part that isn't free, and I want to be direct about it. It took me a working session, and it should. That's the part that can't be automated away, and I'll come back to that. Total recurring cost: $0 a month. Total setup time: 1 afternoon, most of it spent hitting the problems I just described so you don't have to. If you want the pipeline, it's about 250 lines of Python across 2 files, and I'll put it somewhere you can grab it. Tell me in the comments if that's useful, and I'll clean it up and publish it properly. That's genuinely the deciding factor. One last thing, and it's the most important thing in this video. Everything I just showed you automates production. It does not automate judgment. The research, the angle, the decision about what's actually worth saying, the sentence that only you can write because you've done the work, none of that is in the pipeline. And that's not a limitation to be fixed in the next version. It's the whole point, because the channels that got removed in January weren't removed for using synthetic voice. Synthetic voice is fine, and it's fine to declare it, which you should. They were removed for having nothing underneath. Volume with no substance. Templates with no input. So build a pipeline. Take the 8 hours of production work down to 20 minutes. And then spend the time you saved on the part that actually decides whether anyone watches, knowing something worth telling them. That's the real cost structure. The tools are free. The thinking isn't.